let me introduce about what is oil spilling and drillings. So oil spillings, as we can see, oil is released into the ocean or coastal water, spilling of a liquid petroleum hydrocarbon into the environment, especially the marine environment. As we can see in the pictures that I attached, there is the offshore drillings and there are the oil spilling. The black one is the oil spilling. So what is offshore drillings? Offshore drillings uses huge thick or floating platforms to extract oils and natural gas reserved from beneath the ocean. So what is oil spillings? Oil spillings could occur during production while transporting the oil to the storage and during oil trading. So, sea transport has a great risk which affects the condition of the sea and the sea life in the event of the oil spill by the shipping activities. Oil spill can caused by ships and happen during a process of digging oil near the sea, during transferring the oil to the terminal, and during the oil shipment to storage.
So as we all know, oil spilling is one of the biggest contributions to water pollution. So in order to overcome the problems of oil spill, I'll tell the specific reasons of it. So oil spills may originate in natural and anthropogenic causes. I will start with natural cause first. Natural reasons include oil seeping from ocean depths and entering the marine environment. Second one is natural process involving organic matter from that creatures produce crude oil over lengthy periods of time. So the third one is natural disasters such as hurricanes, earthquake, sea storm, and other climate disruptions result in oil leaks. Even though the numerous climate factors and natural disturbance can generate oil spills, the main causes of oil spills are usually from anthropogenic origin. We can divide it into two, which is accidental spills and intentional oil discharge. The example of accidental spill are connected to human activities such as oil refining, handling and transport, storage, leaking pipelines or road runs off, and onshore and offshore drilling. So next is intentional oil discharge. It is not always harmful, but it still contributes to oil spill. So the first one is through drains and sewer system. For example, if the changing car oil included, if the replacement oil is simply dumped into drain and sewer system. So the second one is indirectly through the burning of fuels.
And I will go to the impacts of oil drill and oil spills. First, oil spills could be extremely dangerous to the environment, marine life, and even human. Thousands of oil spills occur in every seas each year, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Over 44 oil spills involving 10,000 barrels or 420,000 gallons of oil have occurred in U.S. waterways in the last 50 years and so. Oil spill can have an influence on individual, entire population, or communities of interacting species. When covered with oil, our fur-bearing mammals companions, such as sea otters, lose their capacity to insulate themselves, and birds lose the water repellency of their feathers. They may succumb to hypothermia if they are not properly insulated. Not to mention the possibility of ingesting any of the oil if they try to clean themselves or can come into touch with fish, shellfish, and other underwater organisms if it is blended into the water column. After an oil spill, the structure of the food webs changes, which may be far more harmful to fish and other aquatic species than the spilled oil itself. For example, if little fish perish as a result of oil exposure, other fish or birds that consume these small fish will have to find new sources of food. This changes the food chain and may have consequences across the entire food web, including implication of the seafood that people eat. Food web are tools to help us describe complex interaction between species. Food chains are a succession of organisms that eat other organisms and are in turn eaten themselves. A food web is the combination of the food chains in an ecosystem. A tiny layer of oil might be a major issue. Oil floats on the surface of the water after a spill because it is less thick than water. It does not, however, just sit there like a big blob. The oil will normally spread fast across the water surface until it forms a thin film of oil known as oil slick. Then it continues to spread out until it forms a sheen, S-H-E-E-N, which is a very thin layer.
And today I'm going to present the data or statistic involving the oil spill in our history. First is we look at the table, which is the 10 largest oil spill that ever happened in our world. As we can see, the latest event that occurred is during 2018 at Shanghai, when the vessel named Sanchi spilled about 113,000 tons of oil into the sea. Next is the location of the major spills that occur worldwide. Next, for global oil spill trend, the rate for both more than 700 tons and between 7 and 700 tons is shown here. Based on the graph, we can conclude that the frequency of oil spills has decreased over the past half century. This graph shows the number of medium spill, which is 7 to 700 tons, and large, which are over 700 tons spills per decade from 1970 to 2020. Lastly is the cause of large oil spills. This graph explains incident of spill for oil spill more than 700 tons by operation at time of incident and primary cause of spill for year 1970 to 2020. From graph above, large spills of oil occurred during the vessels were underway in open water, which is by 50%, while elisions, collisions and groundings accounted for 58% of the cause of these spills. All previous causes account for an even higher percentage of spill, which is 99% for vessels during underway in inland or in restricted waters.
Next, solution of the oil spillings and drillings. One of the solutions to this issue is to use modern technology such as computers and internet in order to solve the problem. As we all have been told, oil spillings occurrence are inevitable due to the fact that it happen naturally and accidentally. One of the best way to deal with it is to control the situation efficiently and effectively. Hence, cloud-based platform for marine oil spill emergency response capability visualization was introduced. This platform replaced old procedure that only relies upon decision making and instinct with a new procedure that relies upon computers and internet, where they play a massive role in coping with the situation. The platforms offers capabilities of oil control, recovery, dispersion, adsorption, and removal in certain period. All emergency response capabilities at different times are displayed on the interface of the system, showing oil spill emergency response capability at specific time. This helps response team to handle the incident in most efficient ways of possible. Ultimately, this cloud-based platform improves speed, level, resources and efficiency of emergency response capability.